a trapper that's a rat. That. There we are. So. Hello, and in this video we'll be looking at the expansion for Star Saga, Retake the Blackstar station. This expansion gives you some more tiles, not bad ones, a bit of a change where there's at least a few tiles that's pretty poor, some more cards, some more enemies to fight, and of course some new mercenaries. You'll be facing the Vermin, which are basically futuristic rat folk, but these are a little bit different, as I'll show you. You get 2 new mercenaries, starting with this one. Focus here, camera. Thank you. Our co-line, the Crystallian. Painted pretty well. This is how it came like this, because I got it second hand off of eBay, but very nicely done, gotta say that. Really nice, and it's nice to see a race that's made of rock. Kind of like the creature from, I want to say, Thor Ragnarok, the film, where there's a creature that's made of this sort of crystally bluish rock colour. We also get Rulebook. I apologise if I butchered that pronunciation, which is a marauder or orc, as they're specifically known, and he's got a big jump pack, a arm mounted blaster because, and a big rifle just because, and pretty much everywhere's covered in armour. He's got a few grenades moulded in, which is nice, and a force field, I think that is. Just a bit of green on his face to show, yeah, that he's an orc. You get a number of different enemies, starting with the Vault Stalker. Now, I said these are the Vermin, which are space rat people, but with a bit of difference. The difference is that these are more mechanical. They've got cybernetics all over them, and they're kind of cyborg rat people by choice. Think of the Mechanicus from 40,000 and you're kind of on the money somewhat. They're fast, they got a bit of armour, and not bad in close combat. I'll just put one of the mercenaries up just to give you a comparison. Not small. They're taller than a dwarf, that's for sure. If the legs weren't bent over, then they'd be very tall. And here's the Vault Runner, which is kind of like the other one I've just shown you, but it's got a gun, so it's more for range, obviously. Kind of more for short range, because you get a bit of bonus with this one at short range. Pretty cheap to spawn. Not bad in close combat as it goes, but it's not bad in comparison to the Mercenary. As I said before, this is a 28mm model and it's just as high. Not that far off actually. Next we have the Trapper, which has a built-in gun and grenade launcher combo, which can put down gravity mines, which slow your opponent down, and chem mines, which are just basically explosives. Not great in close combat actually, but it's made up for its supportability to put grenades down. Not bad model first say, it just kind of looks like the one I've just shown you, but with a bit more detail, a bit more cybernetics on it. I mean, if you look at that, half of the eye's missing because this side's got some more lumpy cybernetic detail, so it's not quite the same. And there's a lot of wires on this arm going to the backpack where all the chemicals and possibly the mines will come from. So comparison next to one of the mercenaries, I think it's a bit taller, I reckon, not due to the backpack, but I think in general it's a little bit taller. Next we have the Fuser, which is very much more machine than rat. It's got a big blade which could do close combat, but it's more for range firepower because all mercenaries' defense against it counters 1. So that's why in Star Saga it's possibly the most feared enemy of this expansion. Yeah, I've got a little bit of guilt using them because they are so good. They've only got 2 dice for shooting, but your opponent's defense is always 1, so they're always going to take, well, most of the time they're always going to take some damage. So yeah, I mean, for a rat that looks a little bit different. And here it is compared to a mercenary. Still a little bit shorter, but a little bit bulkier actually than the other two look, just because of how much armour and the weapons. But next we have the big guys, the Overcharger. Now this is a cybernetic rat take on the Night Terror, which is basically the same thing, but this is posed a lot better, and I think it's slightly smaller model wise than the Night Terror, although I could be wrong. It's a fearsome looking model. I'll just go in to just show you the back. That's the back of it. You could paint it to show some fleshy detail on the chest, but this just looks like a mechanical horror come to life. And here it is next to a mercenary. I mean, it's not that big in itself, but it's still pretty big, and it still looks like it can rip your face off. So, and finally we have the Fuser. Now the Fuser, there is a little bit of problem with the Fuser. The main problem is, now you'll have to put in the comments below if this has changed, but from what I gather, and it did come in this case, is the arms do not come with models. So you've got, I think, 2 pairs of shocker arms, and you do get a shocker model if memory serves me, but you don't get any more models to be shockers. So what I've done is get some normal vermin with the normal faces and whatnot, get some tails from one of the vermin weapon sprues, I think it was that, it could have been one of the other things from Dead Zone, can't remember, and stick the shocker arms on. I think it's turned out pretty well. I think the model is meant to be a bit taller, but yeah, you're going to have to decide whether you want 3 fusers or 3 shockers. If you want the fusers, keep them as is, but if you want the shockers, you have to cut the arms off the fusers and put these arms on instead. I really don't understand why that's a thing. I think it was just a mistake, but it was a bit of a insane one, if you ask me. But I'm not that bothered personally because I like converting stuff. But for people who are expecting just to have all the models ready, it's a pain to find out you need to find more models of your own, especially when you get 3 of each enemy type, which it's just an annoyance to me. And here it is next to one of the mercenaries. I mean, it's kind of the height of one of the lesser minions, one of the first two. It's just the claws make it look a bit taller than it actually is. And the tail kind of helps, but like I say, it's a bit of a bad show, Mantic. Bit of a bad show. There are also two bosses. Here's the first one, Thorn. Just a pudgy little rat guy with a big claw. The claw's not actually used for anything. It's just, I guess, kind of showing the mechanical presence of him. Would have liked to seen, I don't know, a built-in arm cannon or something, I guess. I mean, the model looks alright. It works for what it is. And here it is next to a mercenary. Kind of about the same height as the two basic minions. But you can tell it's different because of the arms and the punch Thorn's got. And the second boss, which is the Crone Mother. Yeah, this is a big rat person that's got a lot of wires stuck to her. She's a bit decrepit. She'll fight if necessary, but she really doesn't want to. No idea what that is. I'm assuming it's some sort of language icon or something. I like how coming from the axe, I know it's bent, but I think it's meant to be like that. I like coming from the axe, there's like a pump. I'm assuming that pump's meant to be some sort of life support thing or something. But a bit of green armour, bit of colour on the face. The mechanic golds have been dulled somewhat just to make it look like she's not new. And she's not. She's been augmented. But you'll find out by who or what as you'll look in the expansion. And here she is next to one of the mercenaries. She's just a bit taller than one of the mercenaries. If she was at her full height, she'd be a fair bit taller, probably about twice the height, I'd say. But because she's old and a bit decrepit, and because she's so hunched up, she's not. I like the model. I like the model a fair bit. You get cards for the bosses and mercenaries. So you get one for each of the mercenaries and one for each of the bosses, just to show what they can do and how good they are at what they can actually do. I mean, Arcaline, that harmonic crystallize, cascade. Anything with 2 health is just basically dead when she uses that. Yes, she's female. Nice to see some female models that don't look like fan service. If you know what that is, you know what that is. You get one of each of the Vermin minion cards. 6 models, one of each card. They are pretty hard to take down once you get into some of the more painful ones like the Fuser. Like I said, the Fuser is just horrible. And you also get the cards used for this expansion. Get level 1s, level 2s, level 3s, and then ones that all turn up depending on the mission that is being played. You know they're the ones for this expansion because they've got this icon right there. You get a plethora of different tokens, such as these ones of various colours: an orange one, a pink one, a yellow one and a green one, which will be explained as you play the expansion. You get a number of these CO2 icons, or O2 icons, oxygen, because this expansion uses atmosphere literally as a mechanic. You can find oxygen tanks as you go, as some of the items. I won't show you the items, they just gives you more things to get and buy. Ooh, but you'll have to find out. You get a load of darkness tokens, which a lot of them on the back are actually the O2 oxygen counters. It's nice how they do that. Very nice. You also get some of these icons which have writing on them. You'll find out what they do in the expansion. You see. You also get little tokens which are the same colour as the big ones that I showed you. So you get a orange one, a pink one, a green one, and a yellow one. And you also get some mines that the trappers can shoot out. These are double-sided to show different sort. I'm not sure which are which. I think these are the chem ones and this side are the gravity ones, but you can decide amongst yourselves which is which. Comes with some of the tiles. Now these aren't as bad as some of the nameless ones, and I'd say they're a little bit better. I'd say some of the best ones when it comes to the little white crosses that I keep going on about, because I don't understand why they use that for a gameplay mechanic. It just I don't get it. I'll give you an example of some, such as this one, which says Bridge 4 on it, which is not bad. It's simple and basic, but it does the job. And on this side it has a broken panel, smashed wiring, all very chaotic, and this one's kind of similar, but it's one big panel. I'd imagine they've either bust through the floor or the ceiling. And then on the other side it's just basically paneling. You could see it like this is the underside of this. And then I'll just show you one other, this one, which kind of shows the vermin tunneling up through the floor. That's why it's all wrecked. It's very nice looking. And then on this side we've got some sort of cabling and some sort of things in the corner. I'll just call them things, not to spoil anything. This is very much needed for one of the expansion missions. Very much needed. Yeah, on these I didn't really need to go over these in red pen, but as I've done for the others, I did. But this is one expansion which doesn't really suffer from the white crosses being an issue. And of course comes with the booklet in order to play. So like before, it gives you an introduction with a bit of artwork, what's actually in the box. So comes with some more reinforcement points and an extra mercenary start point counter. Also comes with some skill cards which I didn't show you, but I will do when we come to it. Some new rules such as low oxygen, a starting bit, common fate, a bit of background on the new mercenaries as it did in the last expansion. It also gives you a bit of detail of where you're going and why you're there, and also a prologue, and also go through each of the missions, showing you things. There's 6 missions in total. Won't show you any more because that would be spoilers. Woo! So that's Retake the Blackstar Station expansion. The tiles are some of the best. The models are a nice different take on the rat person. Only real downside I see is that you are either going to have to supply extra models because you might run out of the shockers, which is a bit shocking, pun intended, and well, or cut some of the fuses up, so you're left with needing some extra fuses. What do? Hopefully it's altered. Like I say, put in the comments below if it has. This goes for retail for between, I think it's between 30 and 40 quid. It's about that much. I don't think it's a bad expansion. It gives you some new mercenaries, new items, new enemies to fight, and plus if you play Dead Zone you've basically got a starter faction. and 2 models for the Mercenary faction. As a Nexus player who's played as Nexus player a lot, this is one to watch out for and one to get hold of. But that's it for now. Goodbye.